Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington, Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. What if I told you there's a real possibility that Kirk Cousins, yes, the veteran quarterback who's been a key figure in the league for quite some time, could be heading to the Washington Commanders? And I'm not just throwing this out as a rumor. According to sources close to the league, the Atlanta Falcons, who are really struggling right now, are thinking seriously about trading Cousins. They've got a record of 2-6, and their defense is giving up almost 30 points per game, which is simply unacceptable for a team aiming to contend. So rumors are swirling that the Falcons are eyeing a trade that could bring Cousins to DC, a move that might just stabilize the Commanders, attack, and give them a real shot at climbing the NFC East ladder. Imagine the scenario. The Falcons, who are sitting with just about $8 million in cap space left, are reportedly willing to send a second-round pick in the 2026 draft in exchange for Cousins. Their goal? To rebuild around young stars like Michael Penix Jr., who's been impressive this season, and to free up money, about $35 million, to bolster their offensive line. It's a bold move, no doubt. The Falcons are in a rebuild mode, and they see Cousins as a short-term solution that can help them stay competitive while they develop their future. But the real question is, what does this mean for Washington? Well, for starters, the Commanders see an opportunity here. They've got a 3-5 record, and with Jaden Daniels on IR due to that concussion he suffered in Week 7, their offense has been pretty inconsistent. Kirk Cousins, at 37 years old, might just be the perfect fit for what head coach Ron Rivera and offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy want to do: stabilize the backfield and provide some veteran leadership. Remember, Cousins is a proven quarterback, with over 39 passing yards and 270 touchdowns to his name. His career completion percentage is a solid 67%, and he's known for his accuracy, especially in clutch moments. Now let's talk about his current form. In 2025 up to September 15th, Cousins has thrown for about 450 yards with 9 touchdowns and just 5 interceptions. His PFF grade hovers around 85 too, which is pretty good considering the circumstances. He's still showing flashes of his old self, though there's been some decline after his Achilles tear in 2023. His deep ball accuracy has dipped to around 65%, but he remains efficient in quick-release play-action passes, which would suit the Commanders' current offensive philosophy. And remember, Cousins has a history of thriving in systems that emphasize timing and precision, much like what Cliff Kingsbury's air raid offense aims to do. But why would the Falcons make this move? Well, they're in a tight spot. They have only about $8 million in cap space, and with odds of +12 to win the Super Bowl, they're not contenders right now. They're in a rebuild phase. They need draft picks to strengthen their defensive line, which is allowing 4-5 sacks per game. They're also skeptical about Cousins' mobility, which has declined a bit, with just 4.2 scramble yards per attempt. Trading for Cousins would give them a veteran presence, a reliable passer who can keep the offense afloat while they focus on developing Penix Jr. and other young talent. It's reminiscent of the 2022 trade that sent Matt Ryan from the Falcons to the Colts, a move that netted Atlanta some valuable draft capital to rebuild. Now, for the Commanders, adding Cousins would be a game changer. He fits perfectly into the offensive scheme under Kingsbury, who likes to get the ball out quick and maximize his playmakers. Cousins, with his quick release and excellent decision-making, could project around 800 yards passing with 25 touchdowns and a notable increase in EPA per pass, pushing from around 18 to 0.20. That's a significant upgrade for a team that's been averaging just 17 points per game. His presence would likely stabilize the offense, especially in third-down situations, where the Commanders have struggled, converting only about 35% of their attempts. With Cousins leading the charge, that number could jump to 45%, giving the team more sustained drives and scoring opportunities. Moreover, his veteran leadership would be invaluable. Remember his time with the Vikings, where he threw for over 40 yards in multiple seasons and helped elevate the offense to new heights. That experience is exactly what the Commanders need as they look to make a push in the second half of the season. His ability to read defenses quickly and deliver accurate throws makes him a perfect fit for the team's current personnel, especially with Terry McLaurin, who could see his yardage total increase to around 200 yards if Cousins is under center. And let's not forget the impact on the NFC East. Cousins, with his proven track record, would give the Commanders a real X-factor, an experienced quarterback who can handle playoff pressure and elevate the team's chances of competing against the Eagles and Cowboys. His presence could shift the division's power dynamic, especially if he manages to replicate some of his best seasons. The betting odds for the Commanders to win the Super Bowl could move from +10-0 to around +5-0 with a stable, reliable quarterback like Cousins leading the offense. Now, how does this all come together? It's a bold move, no doubt, but one that could pay off in a big way. The Commanders are in a position where they need stability, leadership, and production from their quarterback spot. Cousins, with his experience and skill set, could be that missing piece. His ability to throw accurately in tight windows, combined with his quick release, makes him an elite fit for the current NFL landscape, especially with defenses becoming more aggressive and complex. If he joins the Commanders, expect their offense to become more dynamic, more consistent, and more dangerous come playoff time. Of course, there's always the question of whether the Falcons will pull the trigger. They're in a rebuild, and giving up a second-round pick for a player they see as a short-term solution might seem risky. But they also recognize the value Cousins can bring right now, especially with their limited cap space and the need to develop young players. For Washington, acquiring Cousins could be seen as a strategic move, bringing in a quarterback who knows the division, who's familiar with the team, and who can step right in and make an immediate impact. In the end, this potential trade is about more than just a player swap. It's about the future of both franchises, the Falcons aiming to rebuild around their young core, and the Commanders trying to solidify their quarterback position and make a real run at the playoffs. The NFL is unpredictable, but one thing is for sure. If Kirk Cousins ends up in Washington, it could be the start of a new chapter, one filled with hope, stability, and a renewed push toward the Super Bowl. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. As we look ahead, the possibilities are intriguing. The Commanders have shown flashes of brilliance this season, but consistency has been elusive. Bringing in a veteran like Cousins could be the spark they need to turn things around. His familiarity with the division, his proven track record, and his ability to perform under pressure make him a prime candidate to help Washington take a step forward. Plus, with the team's current roster, highlighted by stars like Terry McLaurin, the pieces are there for a playoff push. It's about putting everything together in the right way, and perhaps acquiring Kirk Cousins is the move that finally gets them over the hump. The NFL is all about timing, and right now, both the Falcons and the Commanders are at crossroads. The Falcons need to decide if they want to go all in on their rebuild with young talent, or if they prefer to gamble on Cousins' experience to get a few wins now. Meanwhile, Washington needs to evaluate whether adding Cousins aligns with their long-term vision, or if they see him as a bridge to future quarterbacks. The trade deadline is approaching, and it's shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent years, with big names potentially changing hands and altering the landscape of the NFC East. And finally, for all you Commanders fans out there, this potential move could be the difference between a season of hope and a season of disappointment. Kirk Cousins, with his leadership and skill, might just be the piece that helps the team reach new heights. Whether he's throwing passes to Terry McLaurin, orchestrating drives, or simply providing stability in the huddle, having that veteran presence could help the Commanders finally break through and make a deep playoff run. So, what are your thoughts? Do you think Kirk Cousins is the right fit for Washington? Would you trade a second-round pick for him if it meant a shot at the Super Bowl? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I love hearing from all of you, and your opinions really matter. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, rumors, and analysis on everything Washington Commanders. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and as always, let's keep the faith alive in DC. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to US and TO, the Washington Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news.